Good morning. So, I am finally getting the opportunity to start working on my own research projects, which will go towards my dissertation. I am extremely happy for that because now I'm not just on someone else's research project and making their ideas and theories come to life. One of the things that I'm really going to be focusing on early on is the misdiagnosis and overdiagnosis of ADHD in children, and especially focusing on children from urban areas or violent communities. The research on overdiagnosis and misdiagnosis, that's prevalent, it's out there. My focus is going to be more on what is the proper assessment, because I really feel like our children in urban areas and those who come from violent communities, those who are exposed to violence, especially the stuff that you see in the news, affects them. And I realistically believe we're seeing more symptoms of PTSD rather than ADHD, and the children do not know how to relate. Parents do not know how to recognize these type of symptoms in them. And I did this, video before about stop allowing your children to get caught into the system because of being unaware. Of course, now that I'm focusing on the research, I have to be more selective with the presentation of that, and that it's based in sound facts and not just the ideas that I have. So a lot of times when we see research studies come out, we say, we already knew that. Who didn't know that? These assumptions that I've made, in order for them to be accepted in the field, have to be backed by data, have to be backed by things that can be proven. We can't just walk in and say, oh, this is what's going on, without being able to prove that. I'm doing that because my life work will be working with children and not just children, families in urban communities, in communities where there's more prevalence for violence, and not just within the community, other environments, other influences that they experience in the community, even with law enforcement. As adults, we can see ourselves and how we're affected by the things that are going on, especially in the media, when we see violence and people getting killed, but we don't think about how that translates with children and how they're interpreting what they're seeing, and may not necessarily realize that they have the ability to develop PTSD as well. And the data is showing that PTSD and ADHD are along the same lines. My idea is, if you're labeling children with ADHD who actually have PTSD, people are more likely to treat them as if they have a behavioral problem, and I've seen that in observation, rather than having a condition that we need to deal with. I want to kind of pull away from the behavioral problem, so to speak, and look at the actual symptoms and what's going on with them. And that starts now.